Hi, Rigsters here, back with another episode of World of Warships. Holy smokes, it's been quite a while. I've been quite busy with a space engineers project, and I finally at least finished one or two of them to show in a future video. It took me a lot longer than I thought. I wanted to start off with another kind of mini channel update as well, at least in regards to World of Warships. I have been watching and following the Santa Crate thing, and it is kind of sad that the way Wargaming did it this year for those crates, they should have produced the crates in a way that you would know the odds of getting the ships instead of this controversial shortlisting, which I'm not going to go too much in detail. It many other channels are the ones people are more aware of. I've pretty much covered a lot of that. And since, I play as a free to play player account, for the most part, most of these premiums I got were gifted or I earned through missions, with some exceptions. The mains was gifted, but for example, Kid was gifted, Lanta B, of course, from an older previous episode, was gifted, and Dunkirk was gifted. Kansas I did got through the mission set for the US battleships, but I'm going to be selling this ship. I did ask approval from the community I'm a part of for North America to sell this ship. They the only thing saying that is they don't start selling a ton of ships just to buy one is what they don't want. So I'm going to be selling this ship because I'm not going to play this ship. I literally am not going to play it. So with that being said, um, regards to missions, for as of this recording on December 10th of 2020, there is a mission set called Santa's Eve. I'm on the first stage. I do play World of Warships on a different server region as well every once in a while. But for this channel, I only cover North America, so that's why I haven't really progressed much on this account slash region and server. And what else do we got here? Oh, the armory. So the daily login armory things actually was pretty nice. I got a day of pre-premium. I think once you go into the armory here, you can see how this right here, the free stuff you get just for logging in, and then they also explain what this is. You can obtain it within 18 days. So it's like a little bit of like a daily login award thing. Now this is the controversial stuff. This is the gift containers. Um, the only good thing that ever came out of these for this year is if you feel like you didn't get what you wanted and you wanted to re-roll or just get your money back and not do it again, well, they allow refunds. You have to go through a support process. It's a little bit different on EU and NA, but you go to the support page and you would request a refund through that process. A better way of doing it is if you get like if you wanted a ship really and you had money to buy a ship with doubloons, which is premium currency, either through rare missions or gifts, or you just decide to buy it through their store, do it through here. Do it either in game or do it in the premium store. Don't waste your money on the crates if you're doing it for the intention of getting a ship that's rare or really exciting. Because at the end of the day, it's a game. If sometimes in some things, I get that they need to get paid. I still like playing this game, and I still think they do a good job with some of the other stuff they do in this game. But I'm on the stance that if you want to still support the game but not do the crate stuff, just tell people, look, if you don't know much about the game but you want to buy that premium ship, don't do it through the crates. Get a ship. That way, you guaranteed to have it. You have it, and then that's it. You're not throwing hundreds of dollars down the drain trying to get some random premium ship that they don't need to put in the store or removing from the armory and changing it around to either steel, coal, or whatever they decide to do in the future. That, that's all. You know, that's pretty much what you do. And for free-to-play players like mostly me, in most ways, you you can do coal ships. Now, yeah, it takes a lot of time to get to the amount for the really good coal ships, like say the Pommern. A lot of people like the Pommern, and of course the the Thunderer, which that ship's going away coal-wise. I have speculation. I'm just guessing that they're either going to put that in some locked away crate, steel, or it's just going to be one of those ships you just have in port and that's it. They may or may not ever make the ship available again. Who knows? Nobody knows. But they did add some new ones. Z-44 is a coal German destroyer. They are eventually going to add Flint to the thing. I'm waiting for the Flint. It's a Tier 7 cruiser, which is a sister ship of the Atlanta. It originally was steel back in the old days, and it's going to eventually be in the shop, but I'm still waiting for it to be in the shop, and then I'm just going to grind coal by doing the daily missions and containers to do that. So, with that stuff out of the way, let's go to a two battleship review format as I've been doing. I'm going to be covering, which ironically, when I didn't even know this till like a week or two ago, this ship, the Georgia, is also going away. Now, I don't know why they decided to remove this ship, because, yeah, it has the wonky consumables, which I should be showing shortly. The armor on this ship is not good for a battleship. You can get Citadel if you show your broadside pretty easily. It's not as easy as a cruiser, but it's definitely not enough for a battleship. Kind of think of like a light medium. Kind of think of like a heavy cruiser in terms of armor. Like you can occasionally bounce shots, but you're not going to really count on it being reliable. I mean, the bow plating's okay at 32, but it's the Citadel protection in this area near the midsection of the ship that I'm highlighting here is trash. The torpedo protection, mediocre at 26%. You'd be saying, well, why did you get this coal ship? Well, because I like the speed. Not of the guns necessary. The reload of the guns is really fast for a battleship. 26-second reload, 45-second degree turn time. And HE pen is okay, but you're not going to be primary firing HE in this thing. But it's there if you need it. 77 millimeters of HE pen for 43% chance at 6,450 damage. The AP is where you want to play this ship. I mean, you're playing a battleship, right? The only exception is British. um, although there are some British battleships that can make AP work, but that would be in a future review someday. The AP shells for this ship is 15,750. The shell velocity is horrendous for AP, 732 meters. You have to pull a lot of lead. The HE is 800. The secondaries are also really good. This might be one of the reasons why they're like, hey, we can't have players piloting a Missouri at tier 9. They're really good with secondary specs. I mean, not as good as the French. The French Alsace will kick its butt in the secondary duel, but you still have at least a serviceable secondary build that can work. I mean, it's not good as an Alsace, of course. Alsace, like I said, on spec for spec pre-Commander 2.0 skill rework. That's the other thing that they're also going to be doing in the future. Is still better than the average battleship. The AA power's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's not horrendous. You can swat planes. 308 short range, 450 medium, and 189 when they hit with a mediocre 75% hit ratio. The explosions in flak is 8 flak clouds for 5.8 to 3.5 kilometer zone. So the AA is pretty decent as long as it does get shredded by HE, which it tends to do. The concealment's average. It's not great. It's 14.8 by battleship standards. The equipment I put on it is Auxiliary Mod 1, so the secondaries and AA guns stay alive. Reduced fire chance in Mod 2. I made it a secondary build battleship for the memes. Some players say it's actually better to maximize the main battery over the secondaries, which can also work, but your guns are already horrendously slow at range, so I mean, this dispersion thing's nice, but for the secondaries, but why? When you can increase your secondary range by 20%. For this skill, some players will suggest steering gears over damage con, but since I'm brawling, I need damage con. Damage con is always a safe bet in most battleships, though. Steering gears is usually more useful for cruisers, but some battleships can make that work too. Concealment expert, of course. Now, some players will actually do the silly thing and do this. I really want to experiment with that sometime, but not on this ship in particular, to try it out on a battleship that's supposed to close the range, or at least try to range, because I think that actually would be quite useful. It basically you see torpedoes further out, is what how that works. Otherwise, the Universal Concealment Mod 1 is usually the safest bet for most ships that are tier 8 and up. That's like a universal slot choice. Now, for this one, it's a unique American Battleship exclusive Artillery Plotting Room 2, which decreases dispersion by 11%. That is a very useful skill for US battleships. Even ones that are secondary built like this benefit more from this than the reload time because this ship already fires really fast. And having that extra accuracy since you have lower barrel count really does help a lot. You can go with main battery mod 3 if you tend to be even more aggressive, but I think you're really pushing your luck after that point. So it's better to improve the main batteries because even though you reload in 26 seconds, you only get 2 barrels per mount, so you have less dice to throw at the enemy. And for consumables, this is the party trick of this ship. You could go almost 40 knots, maybe 40 knots with a speed flag when you run this in a straight line. This thing really hauls. Even the default speed's not too bad at 33 knots, but you can go 40 knots for quite a while. The only consumable we can swap out is spotting aircraft or fighter. I'm doing spotting aircraft for more range. Of course, standard heal, 440 hit points per second. And of course, this is the usual damage con. Flags and mount, of course. I do have the secondary mat flags mounted on. If I remove that, it's 10.8. With it on, it jumps to 11.3 with the modules. I do have the captain built for secondaries, which I'll show shortly. Yeah, I want to check off some flags. Those are economic flags, like free experience and Commander XP. And yeah, I do have India Delta on, so let's see what the heal is without it. I forgot to check that real quick. 370. Okay. So it's okay-ish. And of course, faster faster reload of consumables at 5%. And for camouflage, of course, I do the permanent one that you get with the ship. Because why would you ever mount these if you have permanent? The only time you ever do that is if you're mega grinding for something, and I'm not mega grinding, so keeping all these camos here for that reason. And these are cosmetic flags. You can put those on if you want. They don't do anything. Signals do, flags don't. So captain build, got preventative maintenance. I thought I was going to lose my main turrets a lot. That's why I picked that there. I think I would have been better off if I did expert loader first, but at least I did the safe option. Now option 2, you can't go wrong with adrenaline rush or expert marksman for your second point skill. If you want to be a traditionalist, high alert is also very useful. Jack of all trade is a risky one, but you could make that work with certain builds for this ship because it does rely on consumables to extract performance. And of course, last stand, it doesn't get knocked out that hard, but you could, I guess, make that work. But always make sure you take adrenaline rush pre-commander skill rework, or anything that's equivalent of it, because this ship benefits a lot from that. I did basic fire training to maximize the secondaries and also increases AA damage by 10% respectively. This skill will change in the future. Don't do survival expert on a battleship, that's waste. Basics of survivability is another valid one. And more consumables for battleships that rely on consumables. That's another good choice. You don't really need demolition expert unless if you're a nutcase and just fire HE the whole time. I don't think that would really work. Vigilance is another optional third point skill. It would be a tough choice, so basic survivability, basic fire training, or superintendent are valid. For the fourth one, of course, if you maximize the secondaries, advanced fire training. You want those secondaries to be at maximum range, and you want to and it has a side benefit of flak shells being more effective by 15%, 20% more range for the secondaries in particular. And you could do either concealment expert, which I'm not doing, but that is another viable option. Another one, if you do its maximum secondaries, is of course manual control. You just have to make sure you know remember to hold down left control and click on a target, because that's really important. And fire prevention is another useful skill for battleships in particular. Um, Instead of doing 4 max fires, you only can have 3 max fires, and that's a big deal. And it felt like I blabbed a lot. So let me go into a match, and I'll see you there. Alright, and we're in a match number 1 in the Georgia. Let's take a look at the lineup. No CVs. Okay. Now you may be wondering, how do I know where my secondary range is? If you're new to the game, or you're wondering what's all these circles mean, I haven't addressed that in a while. I holding down the left control button on the keyboard, and then you can just check or uncheck circles like secondary range, air, sea, AA firing range, and some other things as well, like ship names. You can take those on and off, range and numeric values. I always like keeping that on. And you can adjust other things too in the menu here. One other thing about this ship is it turns really weird. Like, it's hard to turn the ship at speed. You need space to turn as well. So, I'm going to be heading towards the deep point. And since my main batteries are actually really effective against cruisers in particular, and sometimes other battleships too, I can really take good advantage of it. I just didn't want to be the first one in. Don't want to really pop speed boost just yet, because I want to make sure we at least have some idea of where they might be. The turrets on this ship turn really slow, so I'm likely going to be taking expert marksman to at least get some more WD-40 for those turrets, because they're very, very slow for a ship that moves so fast. For a battleship, this thing is insanely quick, but it is extremely fragile, as we'll find out here. So far, nothing's really doing, so let's engage that U key and start going. So, let's engage that turbo. So now we're picking up speed, going 35 knots and counting. 36. Let's see if it goes any higher. I think it goes to 40. I do not have the speed flag on as far as I know. Whoops, I forgot the free look in this game. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I don't think I have the speed flag on here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have that on. So going almost 38 knots right now. I was holding down the right mouse button. Oh, there's a destroyer within secondary range. I'm going to reload to HE for the destroyer and see what's what. So Mahan's a tier 7 destroyer. As you can see, the secondaries are already starting to hit him a little bit. They're not going to be hyper accurate. They still take a while to hit stuff. But they are more accurate than other main battery shells out there. Or secondaries, sorry. So I'm going to fire my first salvo for the match. And I only got one hit. This is where the barrel count works against you. And there's also a lot of torpedoes in the water. Holy moly. This is going to be a lot of damage. So let me heal and do a damage con. It's risky, but what else am I going to do? I'm going to get out of here. Oh no, Vertigras and an Alsace. Oh no. The Soviet Soyuz is going to get destroyed here. Along with me, I'm going to load the AP and forward out of here. He did screen pretty well. So I'm going to... Oh my goodness. HE from a Vertigras? Really? Trying to tell my secondaries to start firing the Vertigras. Want to make sure my main guns are locked in. Oh, now I can't hit anything because he disappeared again. But luckily, because of the speed boost running, I should be able to escape there without too much damage. They can shoot over islands because they are based on the US Destroyer 128s. So if you... Oh, got a fire going from the secondaries. Nice. See, that's the nice thing about these ships' secondaries. They're not high fire chance, but when you finally do get a fire chance, it's awesome. I'm going to start healing up as well, just to make sure I do some things as well. Alright, and then let's see here. Let's get to the Helena, and let's fire on him, the first AP shot of the round. There we go. Yep, that's why you do the dispersion module. 13,000 damage. That was a good AP salvo. Might not have been a perfect hit, but it definitely was a good hit. I mean, he is angled too, so sometimes it's harder to pen certain ships when they're angled. Although I think that actually works against him in this case. I mean, there are 18-inch shells, so I do pretty much overmatch him. Yeah, he's gonna set me on fire, obviously, because he's a fire breather. Meaning that he just spams HE to kill ships. So, guess I'll have the Helena targeted. Oh no. I walked right into that one. So let me start firing again and try to see if I can dodge these torpedoes. Oh, I missed. Yeah, I'm going to attempt to damage my convoy out of this. Buffalo can actually pen the side of this ship. So I'm trying to get my secondaries on him. Got close quarters expert. And try not to panic because there is a lot of ships here. I'm going to try to flip this ship around. Engage the speed boost and try to fire on the Citadel. Oh, I just missed it. Somebody hit his Citadel though. They probably didn't think I was crazy enough to do this. Oh, got him. Okay, firing on the destroyer for the secondaries. Come on. Yeah, double strike. Now this is a good match. Got two, baby. And the Alsace, of course, took advantage of my position. We try firing there. Got one last salvo off. Okay. 3 fires. Jeez. Where did I get all these fires? Did I get them on the Vertigras, which is a German battleship, or the Alsace? Oh. Well. Let's see here. 3 kills. Wow, that's really rather good. Our team is winning. I mean, yes, I did get too aggressive there. Aradasuki and team support actually was quite good. Soviet Soyuz, I gotta give him commended for that, or maybe it's Riga. One of those two ships really helped out with the Buffalo, so they really should get the credit for that kill, to be honest. I just benefited from being able to shoot at him. Oh no, he already died. Alright, well, I'm gonna go back to port and report on the findings. This match should be over soon, so I'll see you back in port. Okay, and we're back. So let's see what that match result is now that it's back in port here for the first match here. Oh, it was a victory. Well, I kind of half expected it to be a victory. Got a lot of ribbons and base experience, holy smokes. 343,000 gross, 74,000 damage. Let's go to detailed report here. So let me just see how much damage is caused by which thing. The secondaries got almost as much damage as few salvos, 24 shots fired. Oh my god. It took 674 shells to fire though to do the same amount of damage, but it's still cool. Oh, I lost 10 anti-aircraft. Interesting. Let's see how much it made. So on standard, I would have made 177,000. With premium count temporary awarded, 291,000. And also earned extra XP modifiers for, I guess, base XP mission plus 500. So free experience wise, I would have earned 1,274, but with the bonus flags and clan bonus things, 1,200 for that. And with premium, 1,707. Regular experience, I don't really care for in premium ships. I care more about the commander experience rate. I still want to earn +1 with base, but with premium, I get a little further along, which is good because I'm trying to get this commander leveled up and stuff. Oh, speaking of containers, here's a free container. Hey, look, everybody, I can open crates too. The one you get daily just for playing. That's actually not a bad roll for more coal. There, see? I even opened the crate. Wow, look at that. A crate. Yes. Oh, but in actuality, that actually is a decent, good coal crate, roll. That, I mean, it didn't get the double coal, but getting those free experience flags is what I'm really looking for. I'm trying to get more free experience too. I want to eventually get a ship you can get for free experience. One of them is the Nelson, which is the cheapest one. Well, I mean, in terms of gameplay wise. Still got a long ways to go for it though. It's 375,000. I need 279,000 for that. Not going to be doable in one day. Alright, so I'll go into one more match into Georgia. Before I do that though, let me see if I can level up any skills. No. Can I level up through elite commander experience? Maybe. No. That's too expensive. Alright, see you in a match. Okay, so no CVs again on destroyers. Some cruisers could shoot at. It's kind of a weird matchup though. I mean, there's tier 10 cruisers but tier 9 battleships. Okay, well the Minotaur is nothing to sneeze at. The Zao, it depends. They can really burn you down though if you don't watch it. Their torpedoes are very good too, but it's an extremely fragile ship. More worried about this Holland and Kerberos though, or the Fletcher. Those are going to be also painful. The fair game is North Carolina. Iowa's depends. It can still hurt though, because they have better armor protection schemes. I mean, that ship doesn't necessarily not take hits, it just doesn't take side hits very well, which for a battleship, this is a joke in that department. Overall, I still have fun playing it, as you can tell. The first match I did for this recording went actually really well. I did think there was a whole lot else I would have done differently except for maybe not charge the buff well. But I did end up getting him, so it did pay off, but it costed me too much health because the LSS managed to flank in the meantime. Teammates were pretty good that time around too. They did pretty decently. So, let's see what we can do on this one. Minnow radar. Wow, I don't know why. Oh, and this map, by the way, is Two Brothers. You see this at low tier, and apparently at high tier too. I'm gonna gauge speed boost, because we got a destroyer and a battleship inbound. Don't want the Kerberos getting easy shots. Or at least slightly less easier shots. I only have AP loaded, so I don't know what else to really do at this point. Oh shoot, I showed my broadside too much. I'll fire on the Carolina, but Oof. That was not a good event happening there. Oh, Mimitar. I better ping him on the map here.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
Yeah, to start healing. Get these guns going. And compensate for its turn. Ah, shoot. Got just ducked out. Yeah, this ship does not turn very well. Oof, man. Just got in his detection range. So I'm going to wait till all the guns are loaded and try for a better dispersion shot right underneath that turret here. Slow it down. Okay. Oh, dang it, this destroyers, man. Ouch. Yeah, this is what happens too. You can get sitted out through the front like this as well.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
To start slowing down again. Just try taking some pot shots here. Oh no, the Holland. No. Oh. I couldn't even watch where my shot landed because the Holland is going to bump into me. Okay. Try aiming for that North Carolina or Iowa.
Good show.
Oh my. North Carolina looks a little easier to shoot even though it's moving faster forward. So try that here. Okay, 2 overpens. Yeah, nothing doing on that shot. I'm going to start backing up again. Always want to keep moving when there's a destroyer and cruiser present. I don't want to be a sitting target. So I'm just doing a back and forth game with the Iowa again to try to mitigate a little bit of damage. Okay. Yeah, I don't think those are going to hit. They might. Oh, they do. Okay. A couple thousand. Not really good salvos so far. And only 1 secondary hit. Wow. Oh gosh, I'm a Avatar. Oh my gosh, that poor Massachusetts is getting pounded. Alright, I'm taking a wild shot at the Kerberos. Screw it. Well, at least I hit the Kerberos. I didn't expect any of those shells to hit. Alright, let's go and find that Mimitar. It's probably behind the smoke there. So I'm going to try to do a tight turn here. Alright, let's see where he's going. So he's going to go behind the rock down that way. He can accelerate forward though, really quickly, because he's a British light cruiser, so they have improved acceleration. So let's see if I can get my little miniguns on him. Speaking of which, what are my status? Oh good, so they're all firing right now. Let's see here, 11.3, no, not in range of those secondaries. Yeah, he's too far away. Alright, I'm going to try firing on the Iowa here. Oh, have him focus on the Fletcher. Because, why not? And then have my speed boost running.
Engine boost activated.
Yikes, so much multitasking to do. But at least they're hitting him. I really rely on my secondary, so let me switch focus on the secondaries there. Oh god, there's a Palmerin. Yep. Let's see, it's Palmerin, no. Oh shoot. Oh no. I overextended. This is not good. Yeah, my ship's gonna go down pretty quickly, so I better think fast here. Yeah, I got the Mimitar. Well, at least I got him out of the match. I'll just have him focus on the Iowa and try a main gun shot on the Palmerin. Let's see if I
The
can do
ship is
that
on
there.
fire.
I mean, I can, in theory, overmatch him, even at an angle, which it did. It successfully overmatched. Yeah, the ship's going down. There's nothing I could do. Not as good as last match, performance-wise. Although, we are leading on points. Same amount of damage, just 2 less kills. Wow, that's interesting. So, what it appears that's happened is, I picked a flank that was supposed to, I guess, lose, and the other side actually managed to push in and actually devastate the opposite flank, which is good. Hopefully they don't all just die and the match becomes an L, so we'll see after this match and I'll do my concluding thoughts. Alright, and we're back from that match. So, that match also ended up being a win. So, this one, same amount of money, just a little more experience, probably because I hit ships more and I got a Citadel ribbon. Let's see how much money we made. Yeah, I did more. Oh, I actually still did damage with. I mean, it's not as much damage secondary wise, but it's still. Wow. That was more hits than I expected. But did fire a lot of shells again. 274,000 with premium without 162,987. So that's still a good payout and not as much experience because I didn't kill 2 more ships. I only killed 1. So overall, the Georgia, is it a ship worth getting for coal? If you like U.S. battleships, yeah. If you have the coal to get it and you want a more unique U.S. battleship, you could get this, but it's definitely not new player friendly and it's very fragile. Even battle on the ships, it still tends to get massive, like 5 to 8,000 damage hits, whereas other ships would like shrug that off more for battleship standards. The guns are still okay, but you got to be careful with how you build the ship. You kind of sort of have to know what you're doing to maximize the use of it. I had fun in it though. It was definitely worth getting for coal though. I think it was still at the time of when I got it a few months ago, it was still worth getting. And with that, um, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Georgia. Next time I do a World of Warships video will be on the Kid. I'll be eventually covering space engineers in the future as well. So this is Rigsters Dirty, signing off.